Hi, my name is Nick Sozo. This is an introduction of myself and the program Motivation Management, Coaching by Sozo. Though this is not a video-based program, I did want you to see me and hear my voice, because, for me at least, having a picture in my head of the person I'm talking to has benefits that are hard to explain. If you want to let me have a small influence into your life, I feel that you need to at least know who you're speaking with. I'm married, I have 3 children, I've been a contractor, a business owner, or self-employed for most of my life. I've had incredible successes and miserable failures, but I began to see that there was a theme connecting them all, revealing a picture of who I am and what I have a passion about. In high school, I'd gotten into an engineering apprenticeship that came with a college scholarship. Though I did well, I could not see myself sitting in a dark room my whole life designing machine parts, even if my goal was aerospace. At the same time, I was a leader for my local church's youth group. While taking them on summer mission trips, I came to realize that I had much more passion for serving others and settling down into a nice career. I dropped out and spent the next few years of my life on the mission field doing exactly that. From being basically a bag boy for an old retiring missionary on his last tour to all the churches he had planted over his career through the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, to a fill-in youth pastor position in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to a counselor at a drug and alcohol rehabilitation center in Singapore, to, and I don't even know what, in the outback of Australia, I learned that you had to be always on. Having bad days was not looked upon very favorably by the people you served or by the people back home that you were dependent upon for support. When I came back, I went through Bible school and there met the wonderful woman that is my wife. This is when I got into the restaurant industry and started waiting tables. I loved this. I can't tell you why exactly, but I thrived in this high-paced environment. I worked my way behind the bar and into management and into many different styles of restaurants. It was stressful and didn't make the kind of money that I wanted to make, but there was something about it that made me happy. Again, though, every time that you approach a table, if you wanted to make money, you put on your face, your salesman face. It didn't matter what was going on at home or back in the kitchen, you put it all away and face the next customer. I then chased the money during the whole Y2K fiasco. I self-taught and also went through many courses on computer networks. For 3 years, I worked as a contractor swapping out computer networks and hospital systems across the Atlanta area. At the end of the deal, my contract was up and there were only a few positions that were going to remain open, and I tried to bow out gracefully, knowing that I, again, was not the type to sit behind a desk all day reading white papers on every change that happened to any program that ran on our network. Some people eat, drink, and breathe that stuff. It wasn't for me. Although I was called back later because they did see a benefit of a person like me. Engineers are smart people, doctors are smart people, but they don't speak the same language. And oftentimes their egos prevent them from communicating properly. So I was asked to come back as a liaison between the two. I declined, as I had already started my next project. A couple family members and I bought a deli and a restaurant in the panhandle of Florida. Right from the get-go, we were faced with adversity after adversity. Relationship problems within the family, law changes that affected our most profitable aspect of our business, happy hour, a vengeful business partner, a collapsing economy that devastated the resort town that we were in, and hurricanes. Yes, hurricanes. During the years that we owned that place, the panhandle of Florida was beat down several times by major hurricanes. Now I wasn't on the beach itself, and I was in a somewhat protected strip mall. But when you have built your business on the local clientele and suddenly your clientele have no homes and no place to work, and you receive no storm damage, not only do you lose your business, but you also have no insurance claim to fall back on. Again, constantly putting your game face on and giving your best. In the process, I loved serving people, training servers and bartenders, and working with some of the best as they trained me. We sold this off and tried my hand at a nonprofit raising funds for local charities. This was incredibly risky, intense, and rewarding, not to mention lots of fun. This came to an early close when this business partner decided to take all the money out of the account and leave the business broke with no means of continuing on. P.S. He's in jail now. I continued on though. Right at this time, Another hurricane hit, this time doing a lot of damage where my parents lived. So my family and I uprooted and moved to Biloxi and started helping the rebuilding process. This is when I became a residential general contractor. Business was good for a few years, then the insurance money ran out. At least that's what I think happened. Suddenly there was no work. Hotels and casinos were half built and work ceased on them. Houses were half built and contractors pulled out. We again packed up and went where we hoped that there would be work in the Kansas City area. Here I continued my general contracting. We had ups and downs. We made great money, we've lost money, and we have done a whole lot of just getting by. Always seeming to be a day late and a dollar short. During this time I ran crews in multiple cities and states, and there was a running joke. My crews were half soldiers and half felons, with a few that were both. I loved training new guys though, and truly enjoyed seeing people going from nothing to getting their life back together, and even growing past what I was able to offer them. This part of my business is still going, but just because you can do something or are good at something doesn't mean that it's necessarily a passion of yours. While waiting on slow-paying customers and generally being dissatisfied, I kept asking, what's next? How do I find something that I can feel good about? I was asked by people, what are you passionate about? At that time, I didn't have an answer. I looked back through this list and many others and started to see a theme, two different aspects of myself. The one, dedication, resolve, determination to never give up, stick-to-itiveness, strength of will, persistence, firmness of purpose, but with flexibility when things go wrong, and downright obstinacy. The other is the love of teaching, training, mentoring, discipling, and coaching. I saw a need in my life and realized that I had been given all the tools necessary to help others to fill that very need in theirs. And that is why I'm here. If you are like me and are a naturally motivated self-starter, face your fears daily and move on anyway and never back down to a challenge type of person, and need someone in your corner to encourage you, let you know that you're not alone, and to hold you accountable for the things that you already know you need to be doing on a daily basis, and this is for you.